When I think about color, one thing comes to mind, and that is Plascon, color your world. Many times we get confused on which color patterns to go with. We do not know what we can do for a certain room. We do not know which color goes with which color, but today we are answering that. With me on set, on the Property Talk, brought to you by Royal Mabati, is Tyrone. Tyrone is from Plascon. I said hi.
Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you.
So Tyrone, I wanted to change the color of a particular room. What advice would you give to me on which color to go for or colors to go for?
Well, I think the important thing is to look at some of the colors that you already have in a room. For example, if you have accessories or a large couch or curtains in a room, that's going to influence the other colors that you want to choose from. So we always recommend taking a look at what's in the room before deciding the next color that you want to progress to.
I had a love for baby pink, but then I actually share my apartment with someone. Let's say I have two little lovely ones and their colors do not connect with mine, but it's a one-bedroom apartment. Then how do you go about that?
Well, it's always best to understand the personalities in the rooms or in the living area that you're in. So for example, you've got people living with you. Very hard to match a person's preference for a color with somebody else's. But the whole idea is that you do decide on a color and then you work with complementary colors, which are across the color wheel, choose from, or adjacent colors, which are alongside that obviously you can build a color scheme with.
What are adjacent colors?
Adjacent colors is when you look at a color wheel and either side of a primary color, for example red, you've got purples and blues adjacent to that, and complementary is on the other side of the color wheel. That's advice you can get from a really good color store or a color specialist, and it's one of the reasons we've developed a stand such as this, is to help people choose color.
How would I achieve a color scheme using red as my main color?
Well, red's an interesting color. It's a bold and exciting color and often creates adrenaline or excitement in a room. So if you look at red as a color scheme, or you want to create a scheme with red, you got to look at complementary and adjacent colors, like I explained earlier. Red is a primary color, and if we take a look at our PRC stand here, we've got thousands of colors really to choose from. So the design of the stand is so that you can choose a main color or a primary wall color, and then build a color scheme around that. You've shown interest in red, possibly the color of love. So I don't know if there's something to read into that. But should you look at, for example, one of our color cards, and we take a look at a primary color like red, you would use a principle called 60-30-10. 60% is your primary color or the majority of the color in a room. 30% would be your secondary color, whereby you could build on that 60%, and 10% is accessories and little furnishings that complete the room set. It's not painted in this room, but it comes through the accessories and what you see through the window. So you can build a scheme by using a 60-30-10 principle.
So it's just not about going to a paint shop or just buying paint and coming to your living room, your home area, your space, and just painting it.
Ideally, you want to create a look because you have a passion for your room, and you build it based on a scheme.
When you put more consideration into this type of paint on your wall, or do you actually have to consider the type of paint you're using, the material used in the paint that you're actually using?
We recommend at Plascon that you consider the living area or the room that you're going to be painting and how much activity is in that room. So for example, the paint you want to use in a kitchen, which is a living space where there's heat, steam, and obviously the family gathers to cook, versus the paint you want to use in a living room or a lounge, are different. A product like Plascon Vinyl Silk Emulsion is a water-based paint. It's used for living areas which have a lot of activity in. It's washable. It has a lovely sheen finish, a subtle sheen finish, and it's really hard wearing. So that can be used, for example, in two areas. So we always recommend to understand the area of use for the paint and then look at what best suits the needs of that living area.
So you actually mean there's paint that can be used in the exterior and the interior?
It's not the same paint. So there's paint that you can use for the interior and the exterior of a house, as well as specific paints that you want to identify for the rooms in your house. A kitchen can use a different paint to what a lounge or TV room. And the outside of your house, exposed to the elements in Uganda, will need the different paint to the inside of your house.
So which other colors then would you put emphasis on if someone is actually buying paint to paint their house or their space? Which colors would you put emphasis on?
Well, as I said, the stand consists of thousands of colors. But if you take a look at the families in which we've suggested, each one of them speaks to a specific or emotes an emotion for a person. For example, orange is a color that creates excitement and joy, and often is used in kitchens. Yellow is the color of the sun.
Orange, forget. You can imagine Era's new white is the specific color for kitchens.
No. So we'd always recommend something like orange because it excites that enjoyment and excitement, and the kitchen is a place where families gather. So orange in a kitchen can work really well. It also entices the appetite. So if you're looking to feed the family, orange is a good color for the kitchen. Yellow is the color of the sun. It creates energy. Green, for example, is a very balancing color.
Nature.
It's nature, precisely. And then purple is a beautiful balance. So once again, if you choose one of the main colors to work with, you can build a scheme around that.
So all these colors are actually available at Plascon.
Every single one of these colors are available at Plascon or an authorized dealer of Plascon.
If I was to choose paint for my property, or if I was constructing and I actually wanted paint, I would just go to a paint factory or a paint distributor, other than me, who knows where you're located, who has had the opportunity to come down and get to witness thousands of colors I didn't know about. If someone wanted to find you, where would they find you?
We're fortunate enough to be in over 350 authorized dealers throughout Uganda. So any Plascon authorized dealer can give you the color advice and product advice. You can also find us at 2nd Street in the industrial area in Kampala, and our factory is based in Namanvi. So if you're looking for the right advice, go to an authorized dealer, or feel free to contact us at our production or sales office, and we can talk you through color advice and product advice.
Taran, if I do not have the time to actually walk down to one of your distributors, but I just want a bit of information on color, do you have a Facebook page you can reach you on? What's your website if I didn't want to actually go down?
We're on Facebook and on Twitter at Plascon Uganda. And you can also look at our website, which is www.plascon.co.ug or kansai-plascon.co.ug. Contact details are there. You also have the ability to send in questions and we will respond to you.
Thank you, Tyra.
Christabel, very nice meeting you.
If you actually haven't colored your world, is the time for you to color your world with Plascon.
Royal Mabati Factory Limited has been making quality roofing materials since 2005. Our roofing materials are built to industry standards and have passed all rigorous constructor certifications and testing. We give our customers a 15-year warranty on all our Mabati products. With a varied range of products, our Mabati profiles are cutting edge and employ the latest designs. Royal Mabati prides in being the only roofing manufacturer that offers free delivery services up to customers' site. Royal Mabati Factory Limited, making beautiful roofs that last long.